when you have to make a decision, or when you get to make a decision, however you want to look at it, you might want to look at what are the criteria, and you want people to learn something and to be entertained. And I came up with something I thought was kind of challenging, and it's something I learned in improv classes. Stevie Ray teaches improv. He teaches stand-up comedy. Perhaps he's better at improv, I don't know, but because improv is still going strong, I think, for him as part of his career. But he has a thing where you come out and establish a scene. So if we had two sets of people, which we'll probably have because this is going to be an improv exercise, and what you have to establish is where are you, what are you doing, and what is the relationship. So just for practice, what I'm going to have somebody come out from one side and make one-line sentence, which will establish one of those three things. Somebody come out from the other line and establish one of them, and the first person establish the third one, and then we'll just go to the other end of the line. Sounds complicated, but if you explain how to walk, that would sound complicated too. So it's not going to be that complicated. But just to practice, I'll practice by myself here. So I stepped out here and I said, "It's a nice day, Dad." And that would be relationship, right? And I might that person over here might say, "I'm glad we took this cruise." Okay, that's kind of where we are. We're on a cruise ship, or at least we're on a cruise. And then finally, and this buffet line is not going to be very long. So that's what they're doing. They're standing in a buffet line. And when you practice this setting up a scene, the reason for doing this is because those are the three elements you have to establish when you're going to have a scene. You don't want to contradict each other. You don't say, "We're on the moon. There's more air here than I thought there would be." You don't want to say that's because we're actually on Mars. You want to say, I don't know what you want to say, but you don't want to contradict the person too much. You want to pretty much build on that. Yeah, it's a miracle. Plus, it is made out of cheese, so we got a lot of food. Something to move the scene forward. So let's try this. I'm going to have a couple people can.
Let me hear it again. Where you are, what you're doing, and the relationship.
Right, the relationship between the two people. So we're going to have two people scenes and just 3 lines of dialogue. So if we get 3 people lined up over here and 2 people over here, then I get to be the director, and I'll be able to say cut, or I'll say thank you or something. So pick a side. Why don't you pick this side?
Okay, I'll pick this side.
I thought that would be funny.
So are we going to interact with that side?